He was up against some very stiff competition. He got the Growing Green Award from the Natural Resources Defense Council. And on the phone right now is organic grower Larry Jacobs with Jacobs Farm Organic. Welcome to the program, Larry.
Good morning, Randall. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, nice to have you with us. And when did you find out that you were the recipient of this award?
About a week before the event.
Mm-hmm. And what did you think?
I was surprised and honored. I know they had an incredible selection of people to choose from.
Yeah, you were up against what? Marion Nessel.
Well, Marion was one of the judges.
One of the judges.
Yeah, Marion was one of the judges, along with Nell Newman and a couple other people. But they went through several hundred people, apparently. I have no idea who nominated me for this award.
Oh, really? A blind nomination? Yeah, I like that. And what does the award basically say about your efforts?
The award's acknowledging individuals in the food industry who are making a contribution or made a contribution to moving towards a more sustainable way of growing food and making a contribution of whether it's slow food, organic food, healthier food.
So, Larry, you won this award. Is it based on your efforts as an organic farmer, or did you do something a little bit more for the organic community than just that?
So we've been farming organically since 1980. Gosh, it seems like a long time.
way before the trend.
Who's counting?
Yeah. You've seen it change a lot in those years.
It's changed a lot. In the very beginning, it was I think my incentive to start. Besides a life-changing event, was wanted to have food that was grown without a lot of the toxins. It always has struck me that there's no reason why food should be grown in places where it's not okay to bring a baby or for children to play. It just always struck me as an oxymoron that when we as farmers apply a chemical, a toxin, we put up signs that say "Don't enter; it's dangerous."
Right, and yet you're growing food there.
You're putting on
right.
food, right?
Right, you're putting on. This is the stuff we eat. This is the stuff that nourishes our bodies. This is what we provides us health and well-being. That always struck me as being odd, and not the way we should do things. And then the other was this old Dr. Seuss, the only good bug is a bad bug, or the only good bug is a dead bug paradigm that weaves its way throughout the agricultural community. You see an insect in the field, and we got to get rid of it. Now we've come a long way since then, and there's a lot of good growers out there who recognize that there's a lot of insects in fields that do good things.
Right. Now you ran up against a situation, Larry, where I imagine it was neighboring farmers to you were applying pesticides to their fields, and you were noticing some crossover, like those sprays. The pesticides were ending up on your crops, right? And so you sued them.
Yeah, we very reluctantly. We didn't sue the farmers. There was one. It was in 2008. We were at a food show. I was in a food show in Chicago where we were promoting our products, and we got a call from Whole Foods saying they had rejected a load of dill that we had sent them because they found a pesticide residue on it. And we thought, my first reaction was a mistake, and it was just impossible. But we went back and we asked for the numbers on the containers, and we traced it back to where it came from. We were to trace it back to a specific block in a field. The field was located in the middle of a state park. So this one farm has wetlands on both sides of it, about a half a mile of wetlands on both sides of it. The Pacific Ocean on the other side, and the Santa Cruz Mountains beyond that. And beyond the two wetlands were some farms that were farming conventionally. So there wasn't anybody really close. So we drew a 5-mile radius around us and went and got the pesticide application records from the county ag department, and found that the two pesticides that were found by the Whole Foods were being applied pretty regularly within a 5-mile radius, and they were all being applied by one company. So we contacted the company and we asked them to. We told them there was a problem, and we asked them to please address it. They said they would, and then we continued. Every month we pulled samples and tested the fields. We found that the contamination was fairly broad spread on a fairly large farm, 120 acres. Every month we would do another test, and every month we'd come up with more pesticide residues. And we were timing our tests to within a week after they were doing their applications. And every month we would let them know we found more residues, and the amounts increased again in relation to your spraying application. So after a year of this, we said, gosh, you guys got to stop. You got to stop doing what you're doing, because we've been asking you to change your practices. And they tried. They did everything in the book. They increased the droplet size. They put a sticker in the mix. But we told them right from the beginning we didn't think that was what the mechanism for movement of the pesticide was. At the end of the day, it ended up going to, the only way to get them to stop was to sue them.
And they basically said that, right? Like, you'll have to sue us.
We got a temporary injunction, and they got that overturned. And on the way out of that discussion, their attorney said, "Well, we have a right to do what we're doing, and if you don't like it, if we're causing you damages, you can sue us." And so that was not a course I'd recommend to anybody.
Right.
But in this case, it was really the only avenue we had, or we had to give up the ranch, which we'd been at for over 10 years and had quite an investment in.
Yeah.
We would have had to leave the area.
And ultimately you won?
Ultimately, we won the case, and it was appealed, and we won the appeal, and the appeal was recorded.
So, Larry, have they been able to modify what they do then to make a working relationship between the two growing efforts, or what have they ended up doing as a result of this, or do you even know?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the chemical company that was doing the applications, they made their policy not to do applications of those chemicals within several miles of organic operations. And one of the neighboring farms converted over to organics.
Oh,
okay.
And did you find out what the transferring agent was? Like, was it the wind? What was causing the chemical to get into your fields?
So that's a great question, Randall. The transferring agent is a mechanism called volatilization. And that's the same as evaporation.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
What's interesting about volatilization is when you read the EPA laws around pesticide drift and the Department of Pesticide Regulations, California's Department of Pesticide Regulations laws around pesticide drift, you'll note that volatilization is exempted as drift.
Ah, so you spray something on a plant or a field, and it starts to evaporate into the air, and then comes over. And when that happens, that's exempt.
That's not considered drift. Legally, it's not drift.
Huh.
So
because it's not happening when
how do you describe it to a jury?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So we came up with a term of secondary drift. But it's technically and legally, the applicator is not responsible for the movement of a pesticide when it evaporates. And when it evaporates, it moves as a gas, and then it can condense out someplace else. Think of dew on your windshield.
Right.
And it turns out that the molecules of some of these organophosphates, they tend to get attracted to plastics. Think of plastic toys, or plants with high oil content, in which case is what we were growing, culinary herbs.
That brings a whole new level of scary to the conversation, and I wish we had time to go into that more. I want to let people know, because we are running out of time, that you've also brought organic farming to the Baja Peninsula, to the south of the border to us, which I find fantastic. People can learn more about your operation by going to our program summary today at eatdrinkexplore.com, or you can just simply go to jacobsfarm.com. I got that right, Larry?
Oh, I think we better go to delcabo.com. They'll get more information there.
Oh, okay. delcabo.com. All right, Larry Jacobs with Jacobs Farm Organic. congratulations on the award, the Going Green Award from the Natural Resources Defense Council. Thanks for joining us today, Larry.
Thanks, a great pleasure.